What's up, everybody? Another wonderful Monday night at Chewin the BBQ Fat. I have my beautiful bride on tonight. What a great show. Anytime I can have my beautiful bride on with me, it makes it a wonderful night. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for coming
You're
on.
welcome. And I got the small seat.
Yeah, she just makes me feel bigger. Got our Merry Christmas thing going on here in the background, getting ready for Christmas. But before we get into Christmas, we got Thanksgiving coming up, and we have got turkey.
Yes.
Turkey on our, yeah, she is hot. Thank you. But anyway, what's up, Lincoln? What's up, Ron? How y'all doing? Excited for a great show tonight. We got a lot going on tonight. There's a lot going on. I love it. But anyway, go ahead, like our page, share the page, get everything out there. We're going to talk chicken tonight. But before we get into chicken, we've got a lot of stuff going on in the Atlanta barbecue store. There was a ton of stuff going on in barbecue this weekend. Between the KCBS Invitational, Banquet, all of that stuff. Biloxi had a contest this weekend. Just all kind of great things going on. And I'm sure there were many more. But it is competition week for us here at the Atlanta Barbecue Storehouse.
Yes,
we get to cook.
Yes, we do.
We finally get to cook again, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be an awesome time. But anyway, if you have been to the Atlanta Barbecue Store website, we have been talking about it for years.
3 years.
3 years now. And we finally changed the website up. Awesome. Woo! Y'all get excited about it. So if y'all will, go check out our website. Tell us what you think. Tell us what we need to do different. Ellen's an expert now. She can change it all up. She can do all kind of things. We've got
I have experts.
We have an expert. Yeah. So we actually have brought in one of our friends to come in and do our social media. We're really excited about that. She's doing a great job. So if you have anything that you want to see us do, let us know. We will be having our sponsorship form come out in the next week or so. So be on the lookout for that, for sponsorships for 2022. It's going to be great. What's up, Greg? How you doing, my man? Good to see you, buddy. But anyway, not only do we have a new website format, but we also have tons of new products out there. And we're going to get into a lot of stuff tonight. But I want Ellen to go over some of the new products that she's brought in, and especially that turkey package that we have.
Yes. So speaking of, we'll talk about that first. I mean, a lot of you have been seeing the turkey brine, but guess what came this week?
Tell me.
The raspberry chipotle.
The raspberry chipotle came in. Look at that.
This isn't in with the pack, but definitely get a bottle of that, and that would pair awesome with your turkey that you cook or your pork.
Another raspberry chipotle sauce. All right.
Yes. So we got that. And then some suggestions for more turkey things. I mean, this is not a new product, but it's definitely a product that has been used for turkey. And I know Greg's been. I
wonder if we're going to talk about this tonight, Carrie, with Carrie coming on. Who knows?
Okay, but there's another new product that I haven't even released yet because it's not up on many websites. But we've got the new all queued up Sweet Thing rub. That doesn't really go
Sweet Thing. That's like you.
Turkey, but thank you, honey. But we got the Rock and Rooster bird brine from all queued up. And they say it pairs really well with their chicken rub. So you get those two together. And I'm going to put that on the site. It's not up yet, but I will get that on the site. I was waiting for pictures from.
Told you we got a lot of new stuff coming
John Lindsay. There's also his sauce.
Also, all sauced up. It's award winning.
Yep. What else? There's just so many. Okay, so Brian's been drooling over this.
I have been. This is awesome.
Okay, so we finally brought on the Bushwick.
Let's go with this stuff here.
Oh, sorry.
Let's start with something like this. Y'all have all seen this, the Wes Garrett's favorite, right? So you've all seen these.
We got all the honeys and the syrups from Bushwick.
But this is a Mayor Lemon honey. That sounds awesome. Salted honey. That could be exciting. Sriracha. Woo-woo. Chef Greg with the Rectex on, he's all about it. But the one I'm most excited about, the one that I would love for y'all to get into, we were actually at Rectech doing an academy, and Carrie was there with us this time. Chef Greg had a bourbon infused honey or maple syrup of some sort. Carrie will come on later on and talk about it, I'm sure. But check this stuff out. Trees Knees
Bourbon maple.
small batch bourbon maple. I mean, it's a glass bottle.
It comes in
It's
a
a
nice
little.
box.
This right here is limited edition.
Yes.
Limited edition here.
Which we only have 6 of. So
Yep, we only have 6 of them. We got
limited,
5 of them because I'm taking one of them.
Okay.
So we got 5. Y'all
Yeah.
think about that. I'm excited to try some of this stuff. And we're gonna get rolling. What else we have? Nice.
Yeah.
Y'all have heard this.
So a lot of people are wanting to do, beef things for Thanksgiving. So we got the prime beef rub.
And when we had Jamie and Mark on, they were talking about this beef rub. Great stuff. Great product. Slaps barbecue. Ha! If he's not one of the best cooks in the country, I don't know. And he came on and he talked about his products. We have the sauce and we have the rub.
Now
this is a must try. Is it on the site?
It's on the site. Now there is his other sauce, and I think he has it.
Yeah, we don't know about all that stuff. We can't get it.
Okay. Seriously, it's not together, but
this is another one of
files. He came out with the pork injection, chicken injection, the Creole Cajun butter.
This is another one of Carrie's favorite, right, Carrie?
Really good.
Oh, he's not on. I'm sorry. I see him down there, but he's not on. Sorry.
Okay, and then we have the JP's Custom Blend. I know we're
JP's Custom Blend.
Super quick, guys.
We just want y'all to see that we've had Jolly Roger. You did hear bourbon, TJ. You heard it's in the maple syrup. Jolly Roger. This is one of those, the black rubs, jalapeno garlic black rub. Must try.
And then
big time. This is something we talked about a lot. We had Paul on Willingham's. We have all the Willingham's products in. You can't beat it. I know I sound like a salesman right here. This is awesome. We got Willingham's. We've got it all. Guys, there is no excuse for you not to have the best, absolute best turkey, Thanksgiving meal, Christmas meal. You name it, we've got it. Come get it, and it's going to be awesome. Or if you want to cook a contest, we got all that kind of stuff for you too. Anyway, awesome. Anything else, sweetheart?
I won't take y'all's time up anymore.
Is there a discount code? Is there a discount code for this weekend?
There is coming. Oh, so on the website, and I put this up on the top so you can, our map will tell you the codes that you need for contest delivery.
Yeah. So when you look on our website,
yeah, it's not like written out like it used to be. So you click on the map, it will give you the code. The code is coming this weekend. We will be also delivering to Moultrie in a few weeks, and I'm trying to check on Christmas on the River and Demopolis. So just check on those.
We're purchasing our Airbnb right now in Gatlinburg for you West. Just it's in the works. Don't worry about it. Okay. What would I do if I didn't have her? I would be up a creek. I mean, she takes care of me. She is the absolute best wife anybody could ever ask for. I love her so much. And she runs the Atlanta barbecue store. If y'all need anything, she is it. You call her, she takes care of you. Y'all call at all times of the day, all times of weekend, all night, and she always answers.
I hit the bed soon, so
yeah, she going to bed right now.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Y'all enjoy tonight, and give me any feedback you have. I'd love to know about the new website. I've heard good things, but if there's any bad things,
and our social media. Cheers to that. Let's go.
Y'all roll. Y'all have fun.
All right, awesome. As I said before, it is competition week. GBC contest, GBC throwdown. It is not too late to sign up. It is not too late to get in there and lead the points off for the year. Now's the time to do it. But before we get into that, I'm going to bring my main man on, Scott Parr. I love the guy. He is a great friend of mine. Does wonderful things. Yes, it is half and half tea, Matt. That's the way we're rolling tonight. But Scott Parr, what's going on?
How you doing, Brian?
I am great. Sorry about that. I know we've got a lot going on. So we had a lot going on. Great night. What do you think about all these products we've got, Scott?
Too many to choose from. Looks great. Have you hit that bourbon sauce yet, or have you been taking shots?
I haven't had the sauce yet.
Okay.
But I've had some bourbon. Anyway, so what do we have going on this weekend, Mr. Paul?
Great contest. It looked like it was starting out a little slow, but it's picking up steam. It's going to be a great time. Got a lot of good teams showing up. The race is tied in some places, and some of the guys have got some big leads. So it's going to be interesting to see how things turn out.
That's right, man. I tell you what, yeah, we are twinning. We are twinning, and we look good. One thing that is going on, all of you people that are KCBS points chasers, that's over. But there is another points chase going on here in Georgia. It is the Georgia Barbecue Championship, the GBC points chase. That is rocking and rolling right now. And this is the last contest for that. And it is a tight race, right? I mean, there's a lot of
very tight race. Yes, it is. Smoking sweet meats right now. Overall, they're sitting pretty strong, but we got Rolling Coals. He's coming up. Maya Jane, have you seen his score in chicken? My God, he's right now. He's 1,050. 1,050. I mean,
that's
he's
five
got the
contests,
highest
with 250
one.
being the most.
And then Roland, he's first in ribs right now.
And pork.
Pork. Who's that in second? What's
nobody.
What's that guy there? Atlanta Barbecue Store?
Yeah. We're going to go out there. We're going to give it our best, and we're going to see if we can't get that win.
The one to watch, those Stu Baby, Angry Jacks, Hold Your Horses for brisket. That's the very.
What about that Cool Hand Q team? They're pretty hot too.
No.
Hey, last time I had you come on, we talked about this. We talked about adding to the pot, and
yes.
I want to say we got close to $1,000 added to.
I wanted to make sure I reminded you. You committed to 100 for pork. I did 100 for brisket. I think you went back and wrote all the names down, right?
We've got it all on here. It's all on here. I think Paul's going to do ribs, I believe. We have I think Frank with Yes Deer was doing chicken. Matt Goodman was going to do. We had a lot of people. Lincoln Andrews is selling jambalaya on Friday night. It's going to be awesome.
$5 a bowl.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on, man. I'll tell you what, if you are looking for a contest this weekend and you're tired of, and you're bored of not cooking and you just want to come cook, come on out, man. It's going to be a great time. A lot of fun stuff going on.
Great time. Are you going to have the Thursday evening roundtable?
I will be there Thursday. Evening. So we will have a Thursday evening roundtable again. That was a lot of fun. And that was a blast, to be honest with you. We will have it set up. Maybe I'll bring my solo stove and we'll set up the fire, and everybody come around. We will just talk barbecue Thursday night. How about it?
Sounds good. Well, anyone that is wanting to contribute to the money, come by my trailer. It's the red trailer, Cool Hand Q. I've got envelopes there. We'll put the money in envelopes, put the name on it, what it's going towards. Let's not forget about the backyard teams, Tallulah Falls. I mean, they're having a good year. Great year. But that race is a pretty good race there. We got Wymie, Swimey, Dimey, Veteran Pork Pullers, Garden Valley, Two Swine Crew.
Who said backyard is falling apart? We have almost as many backyard teams as we do pros here in Georgia. Coming up with this thing. That's right. Let's solve some more problems out my trailer. That was so much fun. Wes Garrett, you need to get your butt back out here and come out here and let's talk about barbecue. It's a great time. So go ahead. Comments. Scott, we got a lot of comments going on.
Oh, what kind of comments do we have?
Just all kind of saving the world problems.
Well, Chad Stewart, the secret to his brisket is those White Claws that he's drank. I mean, that's what we finally found out.
Yeah. I thought those were Corona extras or something.
Or seltzers or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, you go by their state, their cook site, whatever. At the end of the night, there's a seltzer or two over there.
There's a few. Yeah. Now I'm really looking forward to this. Looking forward to the year coming up. We got a lot of work to do between now and next year. It's going to start out fast and strong. Hey, we've got a new website being built right now for the GBC, new social media for the GBC. So hopefully come January 1st, we'll be up and running on that. We're looking at adding a few more contests in there, some sanctioning events. We need a few more backyard contests. Right now, I think we had 5 total this year, so we'd like to add a little bit more to that. But no, some good things.
I'm looking forward to, this is GBC. There's been a lot of really good people in the Georgia Barbecue Championship organization. Jared Kennedy has done an incredible job over the past 2 years. Stephen Ellis has done a really good job organizing a lot of things. He's one of the organizers. I don't know if he is the organizer or one of the organizers for this contest this weekend, but he's done a lot of hard work, put a lot of good things in, and hate to see him go and Jared go, but and I don't think Jared's going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're just their time on its up. And man, I tell you what, they did a lot of awesome things through a tough time in our world, with the pandemic and everything else. So I'm really excited. I'm glad I can call all of those guys friends, and they do some wonderful things in barbecue. And I'm sure whatever happens next in the GBC will be doing some wonderful things also.
Oh, absolutely. We've got, Brian, the new nominees that will be coming on board next year. Great. I mean, we've got some great people coming on to the board. I think we're going to see a lot of exciting things that's going to start happening next year. Barbecue is going to be coming back strong. COVID, let's get it behind us and let's hit it. Let's roll. I see Goodman on there. Goodman, he used to be a used car salesman or something.
Yeah,
we were cooking an event with him. It was a charity event. And that guy, he can talk some smack. He can.
Golly, Will J, if that is something that could come back, I mean, what a great contest, the Brasstown Valley Resort contest. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I know what happened there, but I don't know if that's able to come back or not. Maybe we can get in touch with them and see if it can come back eventually, but we'll see. But anyway, Scott, well, I'm looking forward to this weekend. How can people sign up for the contest?
Go to GBC website. Scroll all the way down to the bottom there. Click on it.
Click on the throwdown.
Look on throwdown.
And scroll.
Get all the way down. I know we got all the payout stuff that's there. Just get below that. The payout is increased. The more people that sign up, it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get bigger. And if anybody else wants to contribute, if they want to throw some money in the pot, come see me, and we'll do it. We'll make it happen. Let's put it together.
It's going to be awesome. Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming on. I'll see you tomorrow at Small Group. It's going to be a great time. Anything else that you want to say?
Nope. Thanks for having me. Good talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Have a good one. Man, I tell you what, I love what's going on here in barbecue, and especially here in Georgia. We're growing and we're fired up. I hate that the season's over for some, but it's starting over. It's a whole new week. I know both of the guys that we had come on that are coming on tonight, both of them cooked this weekend. Both of them are dominating. Both of them are just tearing it up in the competition world. So sit back, get ready, get your questions out for chicken. These two guys are going to come out and tell all their secrets. Not really, but if you ask them nicely, maybe they will. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, Wes Garrett. He thinks he's sexy. Chad Stewart, I am not sure. We can talk about that Thursday night around the round table. Thanks, Scott, from other teams. Can't cook chicken. Yeah. So I'm going to bring on Carrie Chastain with Hold Your Horses. Guy doesn't think he can cook chicken, but I tell you what, if anybody can cook chicken, it is Carrie Chastain. How you doing, my man?
Carrie's not there.
He's not there. Sid, how are you doing? You're another one that can cook chicken. You freaking got a 180 this weekend in chicken, correct?
Yes, sir. I got a 180 on yesterday at the KCBS Invitational, World Invitational.
Man.
Second place chicken.
How did that feel?
I tell you, it was awesome, especially after competing on Friday in the KCBS Open, the Invitational Open, and didn't fare too well. Got a second place, and I'm sorry, fifth on the table, and finished in 45th place in chicken, I believe, out of 111 teams. And I actually thought that was my better chicken of this whole weekend, better than what I did on yesterday. So, it's just one of those things. I don't know what happened, but I was determined to try to, pull it together, stay, mentally focused, and, try to do better on Sunday. And of course, whenever you're coming in top five, you sit there and you go through everybody's name being called, and and you just say, you know, don't tell me it was a bad table or something. You know, you just, and then finally, you know, they got to second place with a 180, and she said, "Good googly goo barbecue," and I was just floored. I didn't know, you know, I was just overcome with emotion, and it pretty much capped off my weekend. You know, as you know, that's a long ride for us out here on the East Coast to go out there to Shawnee, Oklahoma, about 21 hours. I'm actually in a hotel right now on my way back. So it just capped off a very good weekend, Brian, and I enjoyed it. A lot of good people out there, good friends and teams. It just made me feel good.
That's awesome. So yes, we know that his screen is messed up. He is top secret right now. He's gonna, he's gonna show every rub that he has, every sauce that he has. If you can't see it, you can't see it. That's on us. But but if it wouldn't be a Chewin the BBQ Fat, if we didn't have some technical difficulties, that's what I do. That's what we do here at well, I think Carrie's back. Let's see if I can't get him to come back on. Carrie, you there?
I am.
There he is. I had this great big introduction, and it just plopped out on me. You weren't there. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. So we've got the I can't cook chicken or can't cook chicken hashtag going, and that is something that you were big in. What'd you do? You changed it.
I did. I said the heck with cooking thighs and went back to cooking legs, and finally found a process to where I could cook them consistently to get the bite I was looking for and look back.
That's awesome.
Oh, by the way, you only have 4 bottles of that bourbon maple honey left.
You got it. I tell you what, man. This stuff right here. Trees Knees small batch bourbon maple syrup. I'm telling you guys, it's going to go fast. That stuff is awesome. I have no clue how much it cost or anything, but there you go. Jason Singletary said that Sid looked like a Mexican blanket with his all the fancy colors and everything else you had in there. That was great.
Well, Sid, I just want to tell you congratulations on that 180 out there on Friday. That was pretty darn cool getting to watch it.
That's awesome. Sid,
thank you very much, Carrie. I appreciate it, buddy. You were in that top 10, so we were out there next to each other in Shelby, North Carolina that last weekend. So the heat and the pressure that I was under as we brought that season to a close, 2021 Team of the Year.
So tell us a little bit about the not the struggle, but the excitement of the chase getting down to the end. Because I know you two, Carrie, you ended up 5th, and Sid, were you 3rd or 4th somewhere on that?
4th. I ended in 4th place.
Yeah, so y'all two were going at it, and I know Carrie was talking about if he got something, he would jump, and I don't know. It's so funny how y'all are able to go over everything in your heads, but. Tell me a little bit about what was going on in y'all's world trying to win this
thing. You go ahead, Carrie.
Well, for me, we're sitting there looking at the points, and you're looking at what scores you got to drop. And see, I had an advantage. I had 6 wins in chicken this year, which led the KCBS division. So I was down to replacing a 4th, a 3rd, and a 4th, 2 thirds, and a 2nd. And so I needed either 1st or 2nd the last 2 days to be able to jump everybody to get to number 1. And I couldn't make it happen. Sid had a good day on Saturday and replaced 20 of his, and then Mr. Bill Purvis came in with his 180 and jumped me because I had passed him the week before.
That's right. He kind of came out of, I don't want to say he came out of nowhere, but he came and jumped up there pretty high to get on up there.
Well, he jumped up from 6th to 5th because 2 weeks before when I got 2nd chicken, I had jumped him. Or no, I guess when we were Galax and I got that 180 in chicken up there is when I jumped him.
That's great. So Carrie said he cooks legs. Sid, what are you cooking?
I'm cooking thighs. I'm completely thighs. I have not fooled with legs yet.
Me either. I've watched Carrie do it and I've tried them and I want to try it and I just haven't been able to. what is your process, or what is your thought process going through with thighs over the legs?
Well, ever since I started cooking competition and barbecue in 2018, everyone always said that the thighs were more forgiving. And as you know, Brian, I cook on the Gateway drum smokers, so I'm cooking very hot and fast when I cook that chicken. So the good thing about those thighs, they can take a lot of heat. I can cook those things to a finishing temp, way over 200 degrees, 203, 205, might even be 210. And they're still juicy and tender. So, and that's one of the benefits of being with the thighs. I can really do that. Now I can't speak much on the legs, and I'm not saying that you can't cook the legs on those drum smokers and be successful, but it's just worked for me. And I love my Gateway drum smokers, and the flavor and that drum taste that it puts on that chicken. And so most of the time I'm competing. I'm doing all the cooking by myself, so I'm juggling 4 meats. And so I need that wiggle room if I can get it, and the thighs do give me that. So I just love cooking thighs. I said I may play around with legs, but it's working for me. And I've been in different regions where you hear things, people talking different things about thighs hit better here or score better here than legs, and vice versa, legs. And my thighs have been up against both, and I'm still happy with the results that I'm getting with the thighs.
Yeah. Carrie, I know I have always said the thighs are easier to cook. They're more forgiving, kind of what Sid's saying. But a perfectly cooked leg will win most of the time. Is that something that you've seen, or what made you decide to cook legs and master legs?
Well, I had somebody tell me that I couldn't win with legs. And so I went over to cooking thighs, and I tried that for a year and a half, and I cooked hundreds of pieces at home, and I never found a process to where I could get the consistent bite I wanted, that I was looking for the mouthfeel. Some weeks my chicken would be really good and it scored good, and then other weeks I could, it just wasn't there. And last year at Brasstown Ball, I turned in the prettiest thigh box I have ever built in my life, and we were 11th or 12th, and I said, that's it. I'm done with thighs. I'm going back to legs, and I haven't looked back.
There you go. And you are. And the funny thing is, I know we talked about it before, is I can't cook chicken was your hashtag. And because we've been friends for a long time, and we've talked a lot about barbecue, and chicken cost you quite a few grands there for a while.
It did.
And and it was something that you wrestled with, and I know, like, as we discussed it a lot, and then you made that jump, and I'll tell you what, you have just taken off with legs. Look at Mark Weatherall coming in there saying he's the chicken master now, and I think there's a little bit of mind games going on between you and Mark. What do you think, Carrie?
He still got me. He's the master on the legs. If he just cooked more, he'd be hell and hard to handle.
Tell me about it. So Sid said he cooks on a Gateway drum. What do you cook on?
I cook all my chicken on the Rectech 590, or occasionally I have to cook it on the Bullseye.
So that's pellet grills, right?
Pellet grills, yeah.
Yep. And I think that 590 is an incredible cooker. What made you decide to cook on their 590?
Well, I love the 590 because of how consistent it is throughout the cook chamber, top to bottom, left to right. I don't even rotate a pan because it's just so dead even on heat dispersal in it. And I cook my chicken at 300 on it, and it's just done a good job for me.
That's awesome. Sid, what temperature, if you don't mind, are you cooking your chicken on the drums?
Well, it's a two-phase process, Brian. I start with my thighs unwrapped, and I'll start pretty hot, 350 or so, and then after a while I'll pull them. Once they have the color that I like, and that rub has set, then I'll pull them in and I'll wrap them up. Do the little butter thing and everything, and just to try to get them nice and tender. But yeah, and even at that point, I might be around 300 degrees, 275, 300. But in those Gateway drums, when I say 275, 300, you never know that temperature, that air moving around inside that drum, it could be 350, it could be 400 degrees in there. But on the dial, I'm usually straight up and down, for good 300 degrees on that drum.
Yeah. I love cook. I mean, I cook on gateways also, and I love that how it comes in. You know what you're talking about. Put it on there, that 350, 400 degrees outside. Man, it really forms that meat really well.
Yes, sir.
And it's really neat to see how once you put it on there and what it looks like. That's the way it sticks. I mean,
most definitely. Yeah. Once it's set, I mean, and even when you start. I guess you could call it, doing the basting or whatever. Once it's wrapped, it still maintains that rub in there. It's not going anywhere. It's set. And at that point, it's just about, it's just trying to get it nice and moist and tender. And as like I said, I like that drum flavor. It just reminds me of, a backyard cookout or something. Somebody just grilling some chicken at a cookout. And I think that's one of the advantages that those gateway drum smokers might add. On the chicken, but I've heard people say that can hurt you or it can help you, but it's I'll take that chance because I love it, and I think the combination of the rubs and the sauces and the smoke. I use that Royal Oak charcoal, and it all of that stuff, the whole combination, it just produces a good product. And I'm gonna ride this pony as long as I can.
That's right. Do you?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. Carrie, I know there's been times, and you mentioned the bullseye, which the bullseye, for those that don't know, is a RegTech product that it would basically be a grill, correct?
It is. It's a direct fire grill.
Yeah, direct
built
fire
on the line for the Weber kettle.
Right. And let me, that came out completely wrong. When I meant a grill, more like a direct fire, where a lot of the others are their lifestyle, I believe is what they call, with the shield on it.
The indirect with the drip pins.
Yeah, but the bullseye would be one that you get that straight up fire. And is that something that you always do, or is that something that you do if you just are in a rush?
Sometimes I just do it to change things up and try stuff. And I love the grilled flavor that comes off of it. And when I'm cooking all my coals, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just straight grilling them on that. And I've threatened to do that a couple of times at comps because it gets such a great down-home Sunday afternoon flavor on them.
So good. So good. I'm with you. I've had your chicken when you cooked it like that before, and it's delicious. What temperature, Scotty Wild, I know Sid said he was going to the 210. He's not afraid to get to 210 on his. Is there a number that you look for in legs? Temperature
185 to 190, depending on where I'm cooking and what the weather conditions are.
Awesome.
But Brian, I'll be perfectly honest. I very rarely tip my chicken when it's finished. It just, if I can keep that thing nice and steady, and I have confidence in that drum, if you're keeping it, that temperature of that drum, it's very consistent, and I know I'll be in the ballpark. People will tell you with chicken that the window is kind of small from, overdone, the underdone to overdone. But I just always, that drum just, if I stay in that ballpark, it comes out successful.
Yeah.
I never tempt the thighs at the end, but I know it's up there. It's over 205. I would easily say, depending on the size of the thigh,
And I have nothing to do with this conversation, but for me, when I normally will tip it before I put it in the pan, just to make sure that and it never fails. I'm like you said, it's always around the same number, and it just makes you feel
well. And that's the thing with chicken, you get your process down, and mine's going to be done within a 3 or 4 minute window almost every week.
Yeah. And how long is your process, if you don't mind?
I put it on at 9:30, and it usually comes off between 11:25 and 11:30 to start saucing and building the box and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
See, I'm starting. My thighs are usually on the drum anywhere from 10:05 to maybe 10:15, even 10:20 at the latest. And I'll let them run for about. It takes about 30 minutes or so for that rub to set. And then I'll pull them and wrap them, and I'll let them go for maybe another 45, 50, 55 minutes, something like that. It's just like I said, it depends on the size of the thigh, where I'm cooking, what temperature and the elevation, all those little elements that people get scientific with, So, yeah, it's not, that's the last part. I feel like I'm coming down the stretch on the cook process. Once I get that chicken on, I know it's almost that time, like I said, about early, 10 o'clock, 10:05, something like that.
It's getting busy at that point in time.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Especially when you're cooking on those drums, you got something always going on with those four meats. By then, the pork and ribs may be coming off. You're doing stuff with the brisket. But yeah, I love that time when I light that drum, for that chicken drum. Because I have one dedicated drum that I use just for chicken. And I don't know if it's a superstitious thing, but I've never cooked anything else in that one drum. Especially once I started getting calls in chicken, I refuse to. I'm a little scared to put anything in there. I don't want any off flavors or anything like that. I clean it, but I guess it's borderline of superstition.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know. What about? And I don't know. I hear a lot of people ask us. We get a lot of questions, and we started carrying duck fat, the spray. Is there anything that you're doing? Both of you, either one of you, whoever wants to answer. Are you spraying the skins? Are you spraying them to do anything? Is that part of the process at all? And if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. But I'm going to ask anyway, is there something you're doing to keep the skins from drying out or any of that kind of stuff?
No, I'm not necessarily doing anything in particular. I don't use duck fat. I'll try to. I will try to make sure those skins are, somewhat dry, before I start cooking. I might pat them with a paper towel or something, but that's about it. I mean, a lot of people do things with the skin, under the skin, and scraping skin. I don't bother that because I put that thing on that drum, and it burns that fat up there off of that skin. And I will be honest, I really dread having to trim chicken. And I think everybody calls it the devil's meat, and they hate having to trim it. I've gotten my times down better, as far as preparing the chicken and getting it ready, but it's not it takes the longest to get ready, to prep. And I usually prep all my meats before the contest. So I can't do it in the luxury of, the home or, in case I was on the road for the invitational, and I did it right in the hotel. But I dread, prepping that trimming the chicken for the contest. But I don't do much to it, as far as, when you're talking about, keep getting that skin right. Of course, if there's some big pockets of fat, anybody's going to, try to, eliminate those. But I try to keep it minimal. I try to keep my process as minimal as possible. When you're a one-man show, you do whatever you can to, to buy yourself more time, or to balance your time, shall I say, time management.
That's right. Speaking of preparation, Carrie, Brent wants to know, do you see a difference in hitting with larger legs or smaller legs, or are you looking for a specific size leg?
I usually try to range mine in 4 to 4.5, 4.6 to 5.1, 5.2 to 5.7, depending on what I find that week.
Gotcha.
But I want everything in the pan within a half an ounce.
So you're looking for that not too big, not too small size.
Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, heck, up in Ashburn, North Carolina, this year, I cooked some pterodactyl legs, and I thought, Lord have mercy, they're never going to do. And I didn't particularly care for them. They tasted good. The bite was good, but I didn't like the texture on them. And lo and behold, we won chicken that day and won the grand. And those legs were over 7 ounces each.
There you go. So it doesn't matter. Just took it probably.
No, it really doesn't.
You just had to adjust your timeline probably a little bit. That's all you had to do, right?
Not even really that. It just cooked. They cooked just about the same.
Nice. Real quick, both of you, how many are y'all cooking for a contest?
I cooked 13 legs in a pan.
13 legs in a pan.
Right. Yeah, I usually cook about 12 thighs. That turning in 6. I usually can find what I need in those 12. I'll probably buy maybe 16. They come in the ones I use come in 4-packs, and I'll probably buy 4-packs, 16 thighs. And you always have those little small ones. And you may have 1 or 2 that are ginormous, pterodactyl, as Carrie calls them. So I can usually find a good 12 out of 16 thighs. It usually works for me.
Perfect. And I'm pretty sure y'all are going to answer this one. You have a certain brand that you're looking for that you cook consistently week in, week out, or is it you just go get chicken?
I cook Springer Mountain from a local grocery store every week. I went today and got my chicken for this weekend, and I'll prep it tomorrow.
I'm actually the same. I actually cook Springer Mountain thighs. I can buy them at my local grocery store, usually at Giant Food or Food Line here up in the Mid-Atlantic in the Washington, D.C. area. And they come in 4-pack. I've purchased them directly from Springer Mountain before. I believe they're located down there where you guys are in Georgia. Is that correct?
Yep.
And I've had them shipped, but I just I like just being able to go to the grocery store and I'll look at them. I look at the sizes and the pack, and I try to look at the skins and the color and buy, pick them that way. But there's nothing real scientific to it. They're usually pretty consistent. I wasn't really happy with the last batch that I had going into the invitation. I was a little nervous about them, but I worked with them, but I don't know. Sometimes throughout the year, chicken changes. I saw differences last year during COVID. I guess there may have been replacement workers or lack of the labor shortages as a result of COVID. I don't know what was going on, but sometimes throughout the year, you can see the changes in the quality of the product that's coming into those stores. Sometimes it's, I like to have large skins on those thighs. Sometimes they come in and they're short, or they've got holes in them, they're torn. So sometimes you do have to work. And depending on where the contest or whatever, I like I said, I buy 16 thighs, but I if I need a little more confidence, or don't feel like I'm going to get what I need, I may go out and buy more. Buy another 20 or 24 thighs, whatever it takes. Just to find a good 12 that I can roll into that contest with.
Carrie, were you going to say something?
Oh, I totally agree with his assessment on that. At times, with like on the legs, sometimes the skins have just got really short. And like last week, I probably had the prettiest skins of any chickens I've ever prepped.
There you go. All right. So one of the biggest questions for chicken is brine versus injection, or do you do both, or do you do any of them? Do you card? What is something that y'all think is very important in the injection and brine world? Sid, I'll let you start.
Well, I'll be honest. I've done both. I've done both before. Sometimes I may brine, or I may be an injection. I may be an injection week. It depends on my timing, the contest. I sometimes just try to get a feel, because I believe you can overdo both, So I'm very careful what I do. If I do a brine, there's not much that I can say that really hasn't been said when it comes to thighs. There's lots of tutorials out there. I know the Barbecue League has an excellent one on chicken, and you can some of the things that you need to do to have some good competition chicken. It's available right there. On the internet. So, but for myself, it just depends. I've been successful with both. I've even done both. Done both at a contest. I've done the brine and injection. It just depends. How I'm feeling. I'm not.
So I heard
I try to be consistent, but little changes can make a big difference. So you have to be careful. But I try to roll with whatever I practice with. To be honest with you. So and stick with that.
So if you were to cook at the KCBS World Invitational on the second day and just so happen to get a 180 in chicken,
sure.
What would something would make you think about doing that day? Would you have been brining there that day, or you been injecting, or are you just going to keep that to yourself?
Well, no, I do like to do a brine. And I know they have different phosphates and things in there that they can help tenderize or make the meat, the protein, more tender or moist. But I do like the brine, and I will keep the brine in my tool belt most of the time. If I inject, because like if I do a brine, it's probably going to be the day before. I just don't have much time to do things like that on the morning of the contest. And I don't think I'm revealing any secrets or anything, because like I said, it's all there's a video on the Barbecue League that tells everything. It's pretty much my process, and I learned from two of the best guys on those drums. Brad Lineker of Getting Basted and Tim Shear of Shake and Bake. I took their class in chicken right after I took. There's a team in the Mid Atlantic, Apocalypse Now. They were the first ones to get me on the right track with chicken. And they Michael Fay and Lisa, they really knew what they were doing, and they had some success. And taking their class, I learned a few things. And but I was cooking on Gateway Drums, and when I went out and took the Hot and Fast class, those guys they really took me to another level with my chicken. And first of all, let me say congratulations to Brad Lineker, who actually finished first in the Team of the Year for chicken this year. I was chasing him all the way up towards the end. I think going into Shelby, North Carolina, that last weekend in October, I was in fourth place, but I had had the opportunity to overtake and jump to first place if I could pull out a first or second in both of those days in Shelby. And I got to second place on Saturday. And at that point, going into Sunday, I knew all I needed was a first or a second. And I ended up winning first on my table, but it gave me a sixth place chicken finish on Sunday. So I had to settle with my fourth place. So, hats off to Brad Lineker and Joe Pierce at Slaps Barbecue, who came in second, and some friends and family of the show, Rooters and Tutors, they came in third. And of course, I had good company behind me with Carrie Chastain and Bill Purvis of Chicken Fried, and who else was in there? Alan, Under the Radar. Alan, there's some good guys in that top 10. So I didn't even plan on cooking Shelby until the week of, because I knew that if I didn't go out there was a chance that I was going to lose that spot. And it's funny, Brian, because I didn't start off the year wanting to chase points for the Team of the Year. I think it's one of those things that you just fall into. Eventually, I started hitting. I was getting some first place chicken, second place. The next thing you see those results on Monday, and you see the leaderboard, and you're in the hunt. And you're like, wait a minute, maybe I better make a run at it. Last year I finished 13th in chicken, and I think I did 9. That was a COVID year. I did about 19 contests. I think I got 13 top 10 finishes, but it wasn't even this year. It wasn't something I set out to do, but I know about mid-season that there were a couple times I was at the top of the leaderboard. And I know I took the month of August off, and next thing I know, a bunch of guys jumped over top of me, and then I was chasing them. But it's a fun thing, and we're messaging each other, on social media, texting, and what have you. It's just a fun thing once you get into that. So I really enjoyed the race. Carrie and we talked about it. Not only that, the week before Shelby, I was in New Jersey at the I think it was the Red, White, and Q in Blairstown, New Jersey. No, in New Jersey, and I got a good call, a second place chicken, but Charles Cridlin of Wolf's Revenge, good friend of mine, he ended up pulling out a first place on both days, which catapulted him from 20th or 17th place up to like 9th or 10th place. So I was pretty much forced to go to Shelby, North Carolina that last weekend in October just to try to, that those guys cost me some money. They owe me some money, I did not plan on chasing that, but you just get caught up in it. And I think any of the guys who are in that Team of the Year race, even for the overall, which Brad Lineker won also, you just get caught up in those things, So, and would you agree, Carrie? I think you don't necessarily. I mean, you all year Carrie's been talking about he can't cook chicken, and next thing I know, I start seeing these first places, and then I look in my rearview mirror, and there he is.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I started off with the year of a goal of finishing in the top 25, and about halfway through the year, I realized that with brisket and chicken, I had a chance to be pretty solidly in the top 10 if I could keep doing what I was doing, and then I went through 6 or 7 weeks in brisket that I couldn't get a call, and let everybody else kind of catch up and come around me. And then lo and behold, now I've got brisket back on track. And so a little too late, but that's all right. We got a good start on this year.
That's kind of what's funny. You're talking about that. and then Sid, you just won chicken. So you you talk about it all being over, but now it's start. Y'all are on the top of the leaderboard in a couple of categories already. And it's going to be a fun race again next year. It's interesting where everybody's like, oh, it's over. But Sid, you don't even know it, but you've already started going back again towards next year. So y'all are both, and then Carrie, you got a 180 in brisket. I know we're talking chicken, but you're just as strong in brisket as you are in anything. So I mean, it's just it's so much fun to get into all this.
I'll tell you, Brian, I hate that I'm going to miss that GBC shootout this weekend. I think last year, remember I did that last year. I think that's when I first met you when I came down for that in November. But I'm just so drained after 20. I've done almost 30 contests this year and been on the road. And I'm, like I said, I'm still in the middle of traveling back from Shawnee, Oklahoma to Mitchellville, Maryland, just out of Washington, D.C. So that's about a 21-hour drive. So I'm almost there. I got about another 6 to 7 hours to go. But I'm just, the driving, it just wears down on you. So I'm looking forward to getting home and taking a break for a while. I say this now, but I know in about a month or so, I'll be, chomping at the bit, as you say, just to wanting to get out there and cook and compete again.
Well, I guess we'll see you December 4th in Demopolis, Alabama then, huh?
Is that where it's going? I know everybody kept saying what is it, Lakeland, Florida, there's something in January.
In January,
we usually kick off our season in the mid-Atlantic. We usually kick off around late March. Barbecue gives back up in Urbana, Virginia. That it's a double that usually kicks off our area. But I ended up the past 2 years, I ended up having to travel down south to hang out with you guys to just to get some cooks in. Down in North Carolina with that Rufus Teague circuit and down Georgia, South Carolina. I was going wherever just to get it going early and just to get in that groove, because that once you not saying that I don't practice in during what I call the off season, but it's nothing like getting out there and cooking and competing and you're just chomping in the bit to get out there and compete again. So we'll see how long it'll be. This break. How long will this break be away from competition?
Well, that Zebulon, North Carolina Rufus Teague event was where I got my first chicken win.
Mm.
So, cool. Carrie, real quick before we get any farther in this, what are your thoughts on the brining and then injection?
I always brine. Some days I inject, some days I don't. Just depends on how I feel. But when I do inject, I'm injecting with the brine that I had it in.
Gotcha. And nobody wants to talk about the products they're using. That's okay. Lee Hickle,
okay.
We're just talking a little bit of chicken right here. Glad to see you made it home. You had a couple good calls this weekend. Good job. Congrats. But anyway, go ahead, Sid. You were about to give some secrets.
No. I'm just saying, that if you start with a good product, and like I said, I've been using that Springer Mountain Farms. I have played with the Bella and Evans chicken, and but the rubs and injections and things like that. There's so much stuff on the market. I don't want to dive too deep in that area right there.
Paul, I'm noticing it too. Both of them are very tight-lipped tonight, but I'm trying. I'm working hard over here trying to get some nuggets out. But speaking along those lines, and I know we're getting close to wrapping up, what are you looking for in a flavor profile in chicken? I don't know because I've never gone from the thighs to the legs, but Carrie, have you noticed that when you cook thighs that you had to change up to tweak your recipe a little bit to get a different flavor, or would you just run the same thing on legs and thighs?
Well, when I was cooking thighs, I was running Eric Lee's
Fire Dancer.
And then once Heath came out with his chicken rub, that's all I've ever used. I just think it's got a great balance of flavor, and I come back with a little different rub on the top for color, and it pairs well together, and that's what I've used all year.
There you go. Heath Raw's chicken. Good stuff.
I will say, Brian, I'm a big fan of the Blues Hog products, and it plays a big part in my chicken. Rest in peace, Bill Arnold, the founder of Blues Hog. But I love their rub, and it is a big part of my chicken. Yes, that's sweet and savory. I love it. It gives a good color, and it just sits up nice. And like I said, I told you one of those Gateway Drum smokers that once that rub is set, it really comes through. And you're like the name says, it's sweet and savory, and that's what it lends to my chicken. I like that. You don't want it to be over salty, but the big thing I go for with my chicken, I want my chicken to taste like chicken. Basically, some people overdo it and they end up putting candy in a box, which a lot of people say that this competition barbecue meat becomes candy, but I want my chicken to taste like chicken. I want it to look like chicken in the box. I try to keep it simple, and that just seems to work for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Paul, while I've got you, go ahead and ask them some good questions, and I'm sure they'll answer your questions more so than me. But you are a chicken guy yourself, Paul. So what is a quick tip you would give somebody on chicken? While we're waiting on him to reply, sauces are you trying to get your color out of sauce? Are you trying to get your color out of the smoke, or what? What do you think about color on chicken, or how important is that?
I create my color with my rubs.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same with the rubs. I mean, that's another thing I hear. As Harry Sue used to say that that's a 3-hour argument. I hear some people say you don't want your chicken to look too dark, but I know guys who won big time with the chicken, they're looking real dark when they turn it in. Some people say it's too light, So that's something I guess everybody just has to kind of find out what works for them. But I'd like to say I'm pretty much middle of the road. It's not too dark, and that's coming from the rub. As well as the sauce. It's like I said, it's the combination. It really is a combination of those things.
I try to make sure
I learned a lot of that.
Sauce is really thin on chicken.
Say that again, Carrie. I missed that.
I said I just try to make sure my sauce is really thin on chicken.
Right.
So if y'all had to say, and feel free to give out as much information as our wonderful viewers would like to hear, or none, whatever. If you had to describe what you're looking for in chicken, could you do that? Could you tell me, like, what do you want the meat to taste like coming from that injection or brine? Where are you trying to get, what are you trying to get out of the rubs? And then what do you want the sauce to do? And then that hint of smoke coming on at the end. Is that something that y'all could explain, or is that too broad of a question?
Well, for me, I just want it to taste like chicken, and I want a good balanced flavor. That's my chicken. I feel like it's pretty savory, and then it's got just a little touch of back end heat to it.
And are you getting that? Are you trying to get that from the rub? Are you trying to get it from the sauce, or do you care as long as you get it?
As long as I get it.
I'm pretty much the same thing. I like a nice savory piece of chicken, and I do like to have that little back end kick, but I don't want it to be too offensive. Like I said, I just want it to be a good piece of chicken. When you think about it, that chicken is the first meat that those judges are tasting, for the day, and by noon, they're hungry, and so you just want to give them a good all around piece of meat to start the day.
And I think with chicken, you can get away with a little more spice than you can with any of the other meats.
Why is that?
Because it is the first meat and they're hungry.
Right. I think it's interesting it's kind of funny that we brought it up, but chicken is the first turn in, right? So, I mean, these guys are ready to eat. They're ready for something to wow them. And I think you can go a little bit, like you said, knock it out of the park with chicken. And then by the time you get to brisket, they're done, right? Like their taste buds are shot. You got to really go after it. But anyway, that's another topic. But anyway, still waiting on Paul Keltner. He has not come in yet with any great tips. So maybe he won't.
I would love to have some questions answered by Paul.
No doubt.
He seems to have it dialed in. I tell you, he did real well at the Invitational this weekend as well.
Oh, I tell you what, Paul's a great guy.
But his Barry Manilow jacket was second to none.
I tell you what, man, him and Lynn there's two of the best people in barbecue, and it was so cool to see. I don't know if y'all watched the show last week, but he was on there showing off his jacket, or previewing his jacket, and he knocked it out. So
yeah, you had to see that jacket in person. You had to be there. I'm telling you, it was very Liberace. It was it was there. He was on the money that night. Looked like $1 billion.
Well, Paul, why don't you wear that to the contest this weekend so we can see that? So Lynn Carter has come out with a great comment, and I think this is a wonderful comment and something that we can end the show with. She says, as a judge, I find a lot of chicken is over-sauced. Very interesting. Carrie, you did talk about you like your sauce to be very thin. That might be something pretty exciting.
Well, I think that goes back to what we were saying, that you want the chicken to taste like chicken. If you over sauce it, you can really let it get away from you. So you want it to complement the protein, and when it comes to putting that sauce, I've seen people. Sometimes I'll look at pictures, and you look at the picture and it's like, that's a lot of sauce, but I'm you just don't know, but I'm careful with my sauce, and you can overdo it, because I really want that chicken flavor to come in. And I don't know, I guess, with the success that I've had with chicken, I guess what I'm doing is working. But, I guess that kind of confirms it, hearing from that judge giving that comment that, some people are just over saucing it. I just wanted to compliment it and give it that nice extra touch, that to that piece of barbecue.
I just want the sauce to make it look pretty.
All right, so I suck at chicken, so I'm going to take over Carrie's hashtag, because he can cook chicken. I can't cook chicken, and I've got to cook a contest this week. What would you tell me to do to get in the ballpark on chicken this weekend? Sid, I cook on a gateway drum, so let's hear what you've got to say.
You cook on the gateway drum. Well, it's one of the key things, and the gateway is probably going to do it for you, but you want to make sure that fat on that skin is rendered. I don't scrape the skins, because I feel at those temperatures and the heat, the ambient heat in those drums, I let the drum do the work for me. But you still want to make sure you get that good bite, because I know they say what judges are supposed to do and not supposed to do when judging chicken, but it really helps if they get a good bite with that chicken. So I would make sure that you get that fat rendered under that skin to get it. And a lot of it helps, when you do the butter, wrap it in and do all the butter and all that stuff, it helps, it helps get it there. But you want to make sure that stuff, and I think that's why that 200+ degree works for the drums. We're cooking so hot and fast that it can be up there and still be juicy. So just cook it. I mean, not trying to be too simple, Brian. And I'm not holding back, but I mean, on those drums, and if you really want to dial it in, and I'm sure you probably already remember the barbecue league. Go look at that. What's her name? Beth McAllister. That video. I get a lot of people asking me about it. And I tell them, go look at that video. It's out there. There's no secret to it, especially on those drums. That video in the barbecue league, really, it pretty much is a tell-all. And I've seen people win with that, including myself. So I would definitely, and I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but it's out there. It's out there for the taking, for people to, I think they have a good thing going at the barbecue league, and those tutorials. It can. I guarantee if you could follow that, I bet you'll be in the ballpark at the top of the pack with that chicken category.
I love it. I don't know if you're able to see any of the comments, Sid, but Wes Garrett said, Sid, pretend you have to go shopping for Brian. What would you buy? I wasn't going that route, but he said it, and I'm just reading comments here. But anyway, Hank King says, tell us more about the butter wrap and other stuff. Carrie, what is this butter wrap stuff?
I use a stick of butter and a little bit of chicken stock.
I'm trying, guys. These two guys, they're reason they're in the top 5, and they're doing a great job. And they're giving out some good information. If y'all are listening close, there's a lot of good information out there. And I do know that Jason Singletary, Smoke Central, he just get you a can of Natty Ice and just inject it up. There you go. Works well on the drum. And can't go wrong with that, right, Jason? But anyway, Well, guys, how can people get in touch with you if they want to? If there's a way that they can get in touch with you, what's a good way for people to get in touch with y'all?
Well, I love social media, so I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Good Googly Goo BBQ on Instagram, and you can do a search for my Facebook page, Norris Sidnor, or I also have a Facebook page for Good Googly Goo Barbecue. You can find me on all of the social media platforms. I have a Twitter, but I'm not that active with that. I'm sorry, Brian.
Are you on TikTok?
I have created a TikTok, and I think I may have 1 or 2 videos out there that I've been playing with. So yeah, go ahead and follow that TikTok because I'll probably ramp that up during this off season. So
there you go. Carrie?
Just Carrie Chastain under Facebook and Instagram, and I have a Hold Your Horses page on Facebook.
There you go. Guys, thank y'all so much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Hank, we're all newbies and we're all trying to get tips. And if you will work and you will look, you will find Hank King, you're a 7-year rookie. No kidding. I do believe you won like the past 2 contests that I was at. But anyway.
Hey, Brian, I do apologize for the video. I'm in a hotel room in Columbus, Ohio right now, and I'm using my phone to do this stream. So I don't know what's going on with the video. So I just went ahead and turned it off. But I do apologize for that, and I apologize to your viewers for that. Not having that good quality video coming through on the phone.
Brad, all you missed was just chicken. How to come in and 4th and 5th behind you. So I wouldn't say you missed out on anything, Brad. I feel bad. I'm trying to get the top 10, some beat guys from the top 10, but Brad and Joe won everything. So it's like I can't have them come on every time. But I am going to have Brad, while you're watching, listening, I would love to have you and Joe and Emily come on with KCBS and see if we can't have a show by the 2 of you, and then with Emily from KCBS. Come on. So if you're able, that'd be awesome. Carrie can cook chicken is the new hashtag. I love it. I think that's what he needs to throw out there. And I'm waiting.
Well, I haven't used that hashtag in a while, but every once in a while it still rears its ugly head.
That's right. Oh, too funny. Guys,
now I can't cook pork.
Well, Brad, he says that he's waiting on pork from Paul, Rooters and Tutors. I tell you what, that Rooters and Tutors, they are great guys, great people. And I'm looking forward. Carrie, you're going to be at the same class that we're going to do with Rooters and Tutors. It's going to be a good class. I'm looking forward to it. There will be details coming out really soon. I'm just trying to finish up the location. But the class will be with Rooters and Tutors, Hold Your Horses, Smoke Me Silly, and Politically Incorrect. So it's going to be a great class.
Smoke Me Silly had that 180 ribs out there yesterday and got that RGC.
I tell you what, they had a good cook. They were in talks about trying to back out, but ever since then they have they're doing really good. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what they do. Maybe they'll.
Hey, Brian, before I leave, I just want to say thank you and Ellen for what you're doing with this Chewin the BBQ Fat show. I enjoy tuning in on Monday evenings. A lot of times I'll be trimming my chicken when I'm and I have the show on. So congrats to you guys, you and the wife, and in the Atlanta barbecue store for putting on this Chewin the BBQ Fat, because it gives us something to do during the week, and I look forward to it. And from what I've seen so far, you've had some great guests, and I look forward, and I hope you keep it going.
Well, thank you very much. I tell you what, if I can't get the guests like y'all come on, it's not a show worth having, because I am not worth. Nobody wants to watch me. Y'all are the show, and I do appreciate y'all coming on. And I've been able to be very blessed and have some of the best come on the show, and that's what makes this show. But thank you. We love it. Ellen, as I said, my wife, she does a great job with it. But like I said, I'm going to give this a plug one more time, right, Carrie?
No, just put it away.
So we're down to 4 bottles left of that. Maybe, I don't even know. Maybe they've been taken somewhere out once we get on the show. But it's great stuff. Oh, y'all go back at the beginning of the show. Look at all the new stuff we've got. Go back in there. Check out our website. It's a brand new website.
And the new website looks great, by the way. I was on it today, getting my order in for Cummins.
Well, good. We're trying our hardest, guys. We're trying to be the best we can for all y'all, and y'all are the best customers in the world, best everything. I thank y'all for
And,
everything.
and Brian, I already had your contest on my calendar. I hate that it's going the route that it is, but I was ready. I'm always one. I used to live in Atlanta, so I was looking forward to coming back to Georgia. So
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I just don't know when. I don't know when. I don't know where it's gonna happen though. Anyway,
I got you.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much for a great night. Thank you for the wonderful talk about chicken. Good luck and everything. Carrie, see you this weekend, buddy. It's going to be a good time.
See you Thursday.
It's not too late to come on down. Just make it right.
Yeah, he needs to just load up and come on.
Let me see what happens when I get home tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you having me. Good to see you, Carrie, as well.
You too. Take care.
Thank
Be
you.
careful getting home. Congrats on a great weekend and a good year.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You too.
Thank y'all. Good night, everybody.
Good night.